In a world where two people perform a show on a live podcast, best friends, allies, partners, and whatever the hell else you want to call them, ladies and gentlemen, the Mark and Andre Podcast Show. Thank you. Once again, this is Mark Flores on my podcast, episode 5. This is actually my 5th podcast episode, but this is a different type of episode. This isn't a paper review. This is not... it could be wrestling related. It depends on the questions that we receive today, but this is the Mark and Andre Show, brought to you by Game Swappers. Game Swappers. Buy, sell, and trade. You can contact them on Instagram at GAMESWAPPERS or call them at 909-267-4270. Game Swappers. Buy, sell, and trade. Okay. So I want to get this show started off the bat here. I want to introduce to you a good friend of mine. He's been a friend of mine for over 10 years. Andre Gaynor. Andre?
Hey, how's it going?
Pleasure to have you on the show.
Yeah, glad to be here.
So I just want to get a few things taken care of off of the bat. Why don't you just describe yourself if you want to do some selfless promotion? Like I said, this channel is the ground floor for you.
Describe myself? Like, describe the dimensions of my body? I'm about 327 centimeters. No, I'm just fine. I'm Andre Gaynor, African-American experimental hip-hop artist and teacher. I guess you could check out my music at Punzi Speaks, or sorry, you can check my music out at punzi.bandcamp.com. I also have a series of online classes where I teach hip-hop techniques and other various writing techniques. That's at udemy.com. That's not out just yet, but I'll inform everybody to check that out pretty soon. But yeah, what's going on, Mark? Talk to me.
Nothing much. What I wanted to do for this show was do a random question gauntlet for you.
Oh, crap.
And I hope you're prepared for that because there's a few questions that came along through Facebook and Instagram. A few of the questions fell short. There's not a lot of questions to do a show as long as I want. So I actually had a break in case of emergency questions available. So let's start with the first one. And I know you're going to have a little tirade about this, which I wanted to make sure that this was the first question to ask you.
I'm already at an upper, like right now, ready to go.
Oh, I could tell. You're furious. I could tell. What do you hate most about action movies?
What, like the current iteration of action movies?
Let's start with the 80s and 90s action movies. What did you hate most about them? Because it was a lot to like about them, but there's also a lot to hate about them.
I think, right off the bat, it's something I hate the most, but it's also kind of one of my favorite things. It's kind of right in the middle, but
yeah,
I just hate the fact that all the henchmen and all the bad guys could never hit their target.
Oh yeah.
I mean, who shoots somebody? Like, if these guys are supposed to be trained mercenaries, they're paid by this big villain, this bad guy.
Yeah.
He purchases 2,000 different mercenaries, and one guy shows up at their base. Usually at the end, he comes with 6 grenades, and then 1 rocket launcher, and then 2 Uzis, and he can take out an entire army of 2,000 people. Primarily because they can't aim. They're aiming at him, you see the guns pointed at him, but he's shooting in a perfect trail behind his feet as he runs. I couldn't imagine that scenario, and that drives me nuts. They never get shot.
Yeah.
The main character never gets shot. The main character never gets hurt. The only time they get hurt is when they have that sub bad guy, the when you get right before you get to the final dude, the guy with the scar over his eye, I'm ready to fight.
Yeah.
And he hits him 3 times and he knocks him off an edge or something, and then he's ready to go. But no one before that can cause any damage to the action hero. Yeah. And that drove me nuts. I mean, I love it, but at the same time, it's like, okay, now I'm kind of getting lost here. I don't believe what's happening in front of me.
Yeah, and it's funny too because you make note of the main boss. It's funny to know that in the 80s and 90s that same main boss was always in a white suit.
Always.
Yes. That's one thing I just wanted to bring to the attention is this guy either had a Spanish accent in a white suit or this guy was Russian and he had a white suit.
And I always think about the main villains, what did he pay each of these mercenaries? What does he do to, how they always have that guy, he's so intimidating.
Yeah.
They're in a room full of thousands of hardcore murderers.
Yeah.
And he walks up to one guy like, "Did you catch the bad guy? Or did you catch the guy I told you to kill?" No, he got away. Bang! Shoots him in the head, and everyone's afraid of him.
Yeah.
I don't understand. How much do you have to pay a person for them to dedicate their lives to someone else? Like,
Yeah, it has a lot of cash. There has to be a lot of cash
but you
being
can't
spread
be that
around.
rich. I just can't imagine. Like, you have to pay a dude like $2,000 an hour.
Well, you have to.
Get him!
There's no backup. There's no comeback for that one.
There's no benefit plans. There's nothing.
I don't know. I don't know what the white suit wearing Colombian guy was providing the guys in commando.
Flawless white suit wearing. He
Yeah.
always has someone to like light his cigarettes for him or whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of that, it was always like there's always this one part like near the climax of the movie where the guy. The main hero runs in the middle of a hallway, and then the villain is lighting a cigarette, and he says, "Oh, fancy seeing you here,"
And has some guy take his coat off for him or something.
like even in Face Off too. It's just
Oh my
like
God.
the beginning of Face Off. You see Castor Troy, and he gets out of this limo, and I don't know where this 30-mile-an-hour gust comes, but this gust takes his trench coat and just just takes it all the way up, and it just goes to show you that this is like, I like how Hollywood over glorifies bad guys, but man, just having some guy. Imagine like you're walking down some hallway and you don't even know this is a movie, but you're walking down some hallway and some guy's just posted in a hospital, and he's gonna light up a cigarette. He's like, "Oh, fancy seeing you here."
Coming from behind one of those little palm trees that they have just set down the hallway.
Oh my God!
Just slips
with
out.
shades. They always have shades on. They take them off.
Yeah, they have shades on. It's always like at the worst, most inconvenient time to be wearing shades. It's midnight and they have shades on. Like, I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
But
that brings me to my next question. Not at all, actually. This is totally off topic. Okay, so almost a week and a half ago, I took you to the SmackDown taping on Tuesday.
Yeah.
For the I think it was 2 SmackDowns ago. Mm-hmm. Okay. The question I have for you is, how was your first experience at a live SmackDown taping? How did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Tell me.
I mean, both. I'm just playing. No, in all seriousness, it was. First of all, I personally, I've developed this new philosophy on life, and it's like you don't really experience something unless you are physically there.
Yeah.
You can see something through a screen, and no matter what, it just won't translate the same.
Yeah.
Until you're there in person. So I've always watched wrestling. I won't say that I'm like an avid, full-fledged, like full-blown fan of wrestling, but to be there physically and to see these guys, you get to see how huge these dudes are.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that is nuts.
And then there's so many elements. You can see like this is a very dangerous sport.
Yep.
You're seeing these guys and they're working and communicating together. You just see so much. You see so much more detail when you're there physically.
Yeah.
And when you see a dude go on top of a turnbuckle and do a corkscrew backflip onto a guy, you see the risk there and you feel it. It's a lot more of an emotional experience. And to see all of those fans lose their freaking minds, like I can't believe how out of control. Like the whole place explodes, or as you say, the pop is. These guys are popping, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, there's definitely a pop within the crowd. Yeah,
and it's outrageous, and you can't help but get excited when you see someone when Brock Lesnar showed up and he just starts tearing everybody apart. Yeah, you have to stand up. Yeah, as well as the pyro effects. Yeah, loud. I'm still terrifying. My ears are still ringing. I'm so scared. I'm ducking down and crying subtly inside, but trying to maintain that masculinity within. Mm-hmm. It's something that I didn't anticipate. Like being there, I remember that one time we went to the Blackout show. That was pretty awesome to be there up front. Yeah. But just, I guess, where we were sitting, man, it was an incredible experience, to be honest. It was pretty dope. Yeah. And then it made me have a new respect for wrestling overall. Yeah. The experience was it was great, man. It was pretty dope. We were close, man. You could like smell the sweat on those dudes. No homo. Yeah. Homo.
It's funny. It's funny too because
20% homo.
We were facing towards the camera that's where our seats were. You could kind of see us. I literally had to pause like 2 or 3 times and be like, see that off focus guy in the background? That's me. I had to prove it to some people and they still have a hard time believing me. But the best thing you can actually the thing you could take home most is seeing how everything works. You could see how the kicks, like the enziguri kicks, are actually like prompted. You can actually hear the clap.
You can, yeah,
but
you can hear
clap,
the smack.
the smack is the guy slapping his thigh.
Yeah, but they do it so smooth.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Right.
That's the funny thing.
But there's so many times where it's like, man, the as you call them spots, like those spots are perfect. These guys are trained, and that's one thing you observe. It's like, man, these guys really know what they're doing, and when you see it physically, it's just you have a better appreciation of it because you just see so much detail.
Yeah.
And the slams themselves, they usually
thunderous.
because they mic the
mic the bottom.
They mic the bottom, and when they come down, man, it rumbles the entire stadium. Like, why would you, they have a subwoofer under the freaking ring, and it's so intense.
Yeah.
When you see a guy going up, it's like, here it comes.
Boom. Yeah.
Little children are rattled, they fall to the floor. It's incredible. So, the experience overall was great. And then being there and just feeling that energy of all those people just so involved and so in love with what, this experience.
Yeah, I wish it's funny you mentioned that too, is just, there was two people in front of us in the front row that were straight out of, I don't know, they're like out of Mobile, Alabama. It was really bad
they brought
because
the trailer with
them,
them,
exactly. And it was just like, even during the tag match or even the match with AJ Styles and, the promo with AJ Styles and Chris Jericho, because AJ didn't do anything that night. All you hear is, New Day sucks, New Day sucks. And oh my gosh, it was like, not only does that do a disservice to the fans around you, but it makes everyone be distracted of the promo that Jericho's giving.
Right.
Or even, the banter between Y2J and AJ Styles. It's just, it kind of does a disservice to the whole audience. And
she was totally in chokeslam distance, and I was like, she just put her in a headlock or something.
Yeah,
it was just one lady, but she was so obnoxious.
Yeah.
She was like a 12-year-old inside of a 60-year-old's body. I didn't understand it. So every time the camera was facing us and we were on screen, she would wave her glowing necklace.
Yeah, her WWE glowing necklace. Yeah,
and
it's funny too because imagine seeing her the night before because she was at the Honda Center. She the conversation she had with her, whoever that guy was leading us to believe that she was at the Honda Center the night before because we were at the Citizens Bank Arena in Ontario.
Yeah.
And man, I would hate to be the guy. Imagine we were sitting there in front too, like we had the same seats.
Right.
Oh my God. Not again.
Man, I really want to slap that N-word. She wasn't black.
Oh my gosh, it was bad.
Yeah,
but
annoying.
But the best thing about it too is the SmackDown that we were at in particular was going to be the first SmackDown that Brock Lesnar was back at in almost over a decade. So I wanted to go and I needed someone else to go with me. So I brought you and I brought my little brother.
That was sad.
I know, but okay. So the deal is I buy 2 tickets. I buy 2 nice field level tickets. I won't go into specifics how much it costs, but they're field level tickets, nice seats. And then my brother decides he wants to be no, I actually invited him and tell him look, Tommy, you can come with us if you want. He's like, okay, but that section was sold out. But I was like, okay, so give me a seat that gets him in. So what ends up happening is that we we're in the outside mezzanine area. So I show the lady my tickets and I show her all 3. But the first 2 face up show the section that we're in, and the one at the last ticket at the bottom doesn't show that. It's just playing her for a fool. And she was like, "Oh, your seats are right there." I was like, "Thank you, miss. Thank you so much." So Tommy has a seat with us in the same row for about 20 minutes? 25 minutes. And then everyone, that whole seat, that whole row's booked.
And they come immediately. He hasn't been there enough to get comfortable.
Not to mention is that the people sitting next to us were totally. He could have totally traded tickets with them, and it wouldn't have been any different because.
I mean, okay, there was some young kid, and then his sister.
Yeah.
I guess,
who probably bought her the ticket.
Yeah, the sister didn't want to be there at all. She's Instagramming the whole time, doing selfies and all this bullshit.
Yeah.
For no reason at all. So, like, you know, all the pyro's going off. People are, like, shocked by the loudness of the noises. And she
Yeah.
doesn't even realize what's happening because she's doing selfies.
Yeah.
But it was sad, man. So we had to Tommy had to go upstairs to, like, the balcony.
Yeah, he had a restricted view seat, which kind of sucked, but I just figured, I was like, well, it should be not packed, but I ate those words up shortly when I realized that, well,
Like,
the whole row's taken up.
Instantly.
All right. So let's go on to the next question here. So Andre, I know I've seen this movie. Have you seen Deadpool yet?
I have not seen Deadpool. I actually started watching it. Somebody posted it on Facebook, and it's bootleg.
I seen that link.
And I got really upset because I'm like, aren't we in a day and age where we have more advanced cameras and better recording technology? Why are we still doing like this?
It was a bad rip.
Dude, and people were walking by handing popcorn to each other, sending love letters. It was whack, but like I saw the first about 15 minutes, and I was like, man, Deadpool is, you know, it's shaping up to look pretty good, but then I remember your brother was saying something along the line like, it's too mainstream or whatever, and I kind of get what he was saying. It's like, the movie it's catering to a very specific audience. Yeah. And that's the comic book fan community. Yeah. And if you're not a part of that community, you're outside of the joke. Yeah. So a lot of, you know, people are, I can tell people are enjoying the film for its raunchiness and its violence and its like ridiculousness and the fact that, you know, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall, but you know, I can tell like where other people are coming from, like, okay, it's just a little too on the nose when it comes to a lot of its references. Yeah. But the action was dope. Mm-hmm. The intro scene, you know, I love that introduction to the film. I can agree with you on that one, yeah. Dude. But I didn't finish it only because the bootleg was ridiculous. Yeah, the audio quality on that one kind of sucked. People were like passing their baby across on the screen. I'm like, I can't watch this. I don't want to see this. So I'd rather see it in theaters. Yeah. And I know quite a few people that want to see it, so I think, you know, I might just go out and catch the film. But so far, what I saw was like, I can see where this is going to go, and this is actually pretty cool. Yeah. I like how they took the origin story motif and they, you know, kind of Tarantino'd it. So it's like, how did I get to this position? So let's go backwards, and they started cutting back and forth. I definitely appreciated that. I'm tired of the whole, you know, typical linear story. Yeah, it's all linear origin story. Yeah, because there's not enough to go on. So Deadpool, and especially Ryan with Deadpool, Reynolds, because he's a character that not a lot of people are so keen with now, because it's all about let's be honest, it's all about the X-Men now. And it's all about the Avengers now. Those are the only two franchises that are going to take it, you know, that are going to be top level for now. But which tells me that these guys that are delving into the X-Men now need to know who Wade Wilson is as Deadpool. But you want to know my personal opinion? Yeah. Hollywood did not anticipate Deadpool being this successful. They did not anticipate it. I can agree with you on that one. But this is how Hollywood operates. When something is successful, they mimic it, right? So when The Dark Knight came through and they took that super serious tone, what happened? They tried to add the super serious tone to movies that didn't. Even the movie posters, like the Star Trek posters, right? And yeah. So you know, think of like the Fantastic Four remake. They tried to take the Dark Knight approach, and it was crap. So my prediction, right? Yeah. These following Marvel movies, or maybe some Marvel movies down the road, they're going to try to push towards that rated R, aggressive, offensive thing, because Hollywood was. I heard that Deadpool was getting delayed because they refused to push it down to a PG-13 rating. Yep. Because they want to show this film to children, and they want everyone to be able to cash in on this. Yeah. But they took a risk with this rated R movie, and it broke records. That is true. They didn't anticipate it to break all these records. So now that it broke all these records, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to try to get a little more raunchier with their other Marvel films, or any other comic book franchise for that matter. But that's my prediction. I don't know. I might be wrong. But Hollywood, if they see something successful, they mimic it. Yeah. So Deadpool was super raunchy, violent, and out of control. So you might see some violence in an X-Men film kind of past the level you expected. Wolverine cutting off a dude's like head or something, talking to it. You might not be that far off, because I've heard on a couple of Facebook posts that they're kind of they want to take Ant-Man to an NC-17 rating. No lie, and I'm not kidding on that one. But then again, it was like this new Ant-Man movie was only PG-13, and it's just like with Paul Rudd
as the leading man for Ant-Man, what are you going to do? Have freaking Seth Rogen
with his dick out?
Yeah, exactly, or something ridiculous.
Or Ant-Man jumps into a guy's mouth, goes down the digestive system,
comes out of his penis. Wow.
Goes full size in his body.
Oh,
breaking him to pieces.
that could be it too.
Instant NC-17.
That was one of the powers that I thought that Ant-Man could do easily. It's like he can honestly become an instant suppository and just pop out of some dude's like bowels. Or, out of his body since he grows into a full form.
How would that affect, like, he's like messing up the digestive system, he's punching against the walls.
What I'm really wondering is, like, what kind of punchline is he going to have after he comes out of the body? Because not only is that, it's only going to be benefiting himself to be like, oh, that was a joke funny only to me, because the recipient of this joke is actually dead because I came out of his body. So so the word on the street is that even the new Wolverine movie might go for rated R rating, which I think
more F-bombs, right?
Yeah, it's befitting of Wolverine is that this guy does not care. Like, if you look at the whole X-Men in any X-Men iteration, you'll see that Cyclops is the straight arrow of the whole crew.
I hate him.
Yeah, and that's why you don't like him, and that's why I don't like him.
The best way to describe Cyclops is dun 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 dun, like he's so about
previously
justice
on X-Men. Yeah.
Right. So the Wolverine film, if they're gonna go that dark, I want to see Dong, man. I want to see some Dong. I want to see Hugh Jackmans. There we go.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know. I hope he doesn't hang dong, for the record. Let me just put that
Half the film, he's trapped in the woods.
Well, he went bare ass in
he did.
Days of Futures Past.
Let's flip it, dog. Let's see everything.
You saw Days of Futures Past, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was actually, that was ridiculous. That was redemption
good.
For all the BS beforehand.
That movie literally had me on the edge of my seat.
I was off my seat. I was in another person's seat.
And I'm sorry, but we're gonna get into some spoilers here. If you haven't seen it, that's your fuck up there.
Professor Xavier's gay.
Yeah, he comes out in the movie.
Mid-movie.
With Beast. And bestiality is okay in that movie.
We don't condone bestiality here in this podcast.
But yeah, so remember the one scene where they have Wolverine up in rebar and Magneto just has him in his literally in the palm of his hands, like he can do whatever he wants with him. This guy's like drenched. I mean, well, he's littered inside with rebar.
Yeah.
And that could just split them all apart. I liked it when he moved the whole stadium, which
is outrageous.
Yeah, but I mean, for him to move the whole concrete body of that whole stadium, kind of like, I was like, okay, well, concrete isn't really metal, but that was my whole nerd.
Well, no, you see, when you
that's my whole nerd speaking out. It's not all concrete isn't metal. Concrete's not metal.
Well, no. First of all, you're gonna need metal to make the concrete frame. But who knows, dude? Like, I either way it goes, I think they just wanted to use that scene as trailer bait. They wanted to have that moment.
I was suckered in big time.
What was the fucking point of... Wait, can I cuss? Can I say the N-word?
I just said the F-bomb.
Okay, cool. So what was the point in him lifting an entire stadium to block off police? Like...
Yeah.
But either way it goes, it didn't matter. I think my biggest gripe with the film was, I guess, all this pressure. First of all, I didn't know Kitty Pryde can send a person... consciousness back in the past.
That's weird too. That to me, it's like...
And then Professor Xavier touches her and goes back through Logan and talks to his younger
because
self.
He's the vessel to take you back.
Right. So he goes back and he's like, hey, younger me,
I'm
going to be bald in the future, so like just off yourself now.
I think that's what he said. It's probably one of the deleted scenes.
I haven't seen the film in a couple of hours, so I don't remember...
Dude,
how it went exactly.
Michael Fassbender's Magneto is probably one of the best things. I remember I barely saw First Class, and I was like, wow, why didn't I see this earlier?
First Class was great, and I liked how they bridged the former X-Men films with the newer X-Men films.
Where you actually get closure on Azazel and all those guys.
Right. And I thought, I don't know the actor's name right off the top of my head, but the guy from Wanted as Professor Xavier, I think he was a phenomenal... part to the entire story.
Wanted. Oh yeah, he was the guy, the main guy.
He was Angelina Jolie. He was the female character. So
he was Common.
He was Common's character in blackface. But
he spoke English in that movie, right? In Wanted.
He did.
Oh, that's what it was. He tried.
He tried.
Okay.
Everything was done in post.
All right. Now, that's the thing I just want to let you guys know is that me and Andre definitely do work off of tangents. But, yeah, so you haven't seen Deadpool yet.
I have not seen Deadpool. Yeah, that's what we were talking about originally.
Okay.
Oops.
So the next question I have for you is, what YouTube channels do you enjoy watching?
What the hell? This is too personal, man.
Well, I got to get to know you, Why not have a podcast to do it,
At the moment, I've been watching a lot of CinemaSins. CinemaSins, to me, it's them. Like my brain, how I watch a film. Me and my girl, we call it director's eye. We watch a film from a director's perspective, as if you filmed it and edited it yourself. And we catch all the inconsistencies and lighting and the outfits.
That doesn't distract you at all?
It does, actually. It's kind of gotten to the point where it's ruined my film experience. So
I would think so.
But that's the thing. If a movie is so good, you can't use it. Like have you seen Birdman or Birdman is created by the guy that did The Revenant.
Okay.
Yeah. So Birdman, the way the film is designed, it looks like one long take.
Uh-huh.
Like there's no cuts.
Wow.
Everything in the whole film looks like one long take, and it's this crazy comedy film. And it was a flawless film. We couldn't find anything that was wrong with the movie.
Yeah.
So we got engaged and we just kind of rode the ride. Other times, like when we're watching something like Commando, I know it's going to be ridiculous, so I just turn the director's eye off and just have fun.
Yeah.
But
okay, so you actually have a filter between the movies you're actually going to do that with and the ones that are going to be like, well, this is going to be riddled with bad crap.
Well, yeah, I mean, my director's eye's on now because I'm really skeptical of Hollywood right now. But well, anyway, yeah. So CinemaSins, because I wanted to go on a tangent. CinemaSins, he does all the nitpicking for me.
Yeah,
and he calls them out, and it's not exactly making the film isn't bad. Sometimes really good films just have some plot holes. Like, how could this character have done this thing if he was colorblind for this part of the movie? All these weird aspects of a movie. Sometimes it doesn't make sense for a film to have mistakes, because if you look at the credits, there are thousands of people involved in the creation of this. Yeah. So how can you make a mistake? I think one of my biggest films where I'm like, God, is Prometheus.
Yeah.
We love Prometheus, but it's like, what the hell?
Yeah,
there's so many
Charlize Theron's character
should have run into a straight line.
Yeah, she was crawling back in a straight line when this whole round ship was coming
towards. Shaped
yeah,
ship.
I know. She could just roll at least 5 feet and she would have been fine. That was bad.
There's a lot of moments like that where I'm like, it kind of takes me out of the film.
Or even when Mr. Wayland was actually in the ship, remember? And I was like, what the hell is he doing wasting his time out there? He was actually had to be in cryostasis or whatever, but I call it cryostasis. This is 90s action movies. Mark coming at you, cryostasis. He was actually he was frozen, and I was just like, why did he come along for the ride? I was like, was this just for Guy Pearce to have his own little monologue? Because Guy Pearce is the old guy. If you didn't know, that's Guy Pearce in old man skin.
Yes.
Good actor, by the way. Did you see Lawless when he was?
Lawless? No, but I did see the trailers, and I thought the trailers were enough to gain an Oscar.
Guy Pearce plays a good. I don't know if he's he's like a detective or something, but he's good. So because I remember even when CinemaSins, to me, I thought the second Captain America was the better out of the two. The first one, it was all right, but I knew that the second one was that the Winter Soldier was actually a lot better. But when CinemaSins actually took a nice hot dump on it with actually over 100 errors in it, I was like, oh well, at least it's a good summer movie. Or
it is.
Yeah,
but
it was good.
Or if you think of Transformers 3 that was my favorite film to break apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To watch it and see just all of these inconsistencies and just the plot is nonsense, and how can this happen if this was wrong, and so that's something I really enjoyed out of CinemaSins. The other channel, because I don't want to go too long on a tangent for films and stuff, I've been watching King of the Dot. The channel's King of the Dot. It's all rap battles.
Okay.
Yeah, and the only reason I watch rap battles is just to kind of sharpen my lyrical skill, but I honestly hate the culture behind battling, because it's just from the moment you start a battle, hey, what up, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy Terrence G, you know what I'm saying? We in the building, you know what I'm saying? Let me shout out to my homies, this and that.
Before he starts his battle now, that's what they do? They cut an advertisement?
First of all, a battle should have one host, but each battle has 12 hosts. and all 12 of the hosts have to do an introduction. So it's your boy Terrence G, you know what I'm saying? I'm here with my boy, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's Gary Coleman. What you want? And then the next person,
my God.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's Philip. And you have to go through 12 dudes in an ignorant, like, setting, because everybody's just cheering for no reason before the battle even starts.
Yeah.
And by the time you get to the 12 dudes, you're embarrassed for even watching it. But when it comes to these battlers, man, first of all, competitive, like, let's think of the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Every single Olympics, you're going to see records broken. Because they're working hard to overachieve. They're trying to beat that last Olympics.
Yep.
So the battling scene today, these guys have literally unlocked new literary devices. Or new styles of wordplay, new styles of syllable usage. Like, these guys have found new ways to use these rap techniques to insult somebody.
Yeah.
So I'm only watching to keep my lyrical sword sharp, man.
Yeah.
These guys' freestyles are kind of frightening nowadays.
Can you imagine, like, Henry David Thoreau or even William Shakespeare?
William Shakespeare in
like,
the crowd.
Waking up and they're like, what the hell
What
happened here?
to English?
But
like they go to a rap battle and they're just like, I never thought the day would come. Slip the wrists or whatever. But like, I'm serious. No,
shout out to the guy holding the skull in the back.
Because Shakespeare stays with a skull.
Oh my God.
Stays tied to him, to his belt. But like, I personally feel like, you know, the only reason I watch him, because I actually kind of close my eyes and just hear the lyrics because I can't stand the culture of battling. It just drives me nuts. Because like, you can tell that the audience that they're in, it can be an audience of like 2,000 people. And they'll say this extremely just lyrically dense line, and you can tell nobody understood what he said, but the last line was, "You're gay." And the crowd explodes. But me, I'm like, this dude just did like 3 end rhymes with a 7-syllable punchline that was a word play for 6 different words. It was a quadruple entendre. Like, I hear and see all of that.
Yeah.
But the crowd, I think they're just there to see guys insult each other and pretend to be gangsters. But I don't know, man. I watch King of the Dot pretty often, so it's between CinemaSins, King of the Dot, and I'm trying to think, like, you know, I watch the Nostalgia Critic, and I watch I watch all the critics because, you know, we're working on trying to do this show, and I want to see how these guys are doing their thing, and I personally feel like we can add our own flavor to the world. Yeah. So I do watch these guys and their reviews, and I go like, okay, they're lacking this, so what can we do? In our own style. And
it's only going to be doing to help out the criticism community.
Exactly, man.
Because there's no low blow to any of those guys.
We love every last one of them, man. They're the reason we're trying.
Yeah.
But I do feel like we have our own individual flavor that we can contribute, and that's where I'm like, I don't know. I watch them.
You gotta capitalize on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
So that's it. And then I don't know, other just random stuff, man. I can't even think of anybody.
Or even what was that one we just saw earlier today? It was
a Buh.
Oh yeah, Buh.
There's 2 channels.
Jack Buh. What was it?
There's Jash and there's Buh. Those are the
Channel
YouTube
Buh.
channels. So Jash is a comedy group of Tim and Eric, Sarah Silverman, Reggie Watts, and Michael Cera.
Yeah.
And they all got together and they decided to make this like really unique alternate comedy channel. And I'm currently into the alternate comedy trend because I've been a part of regular comedy for so long that when I watch regular comedy, I know the punchline like before it even happens. You know, like I know the setup is coming and I'm like, all right, I know that he's going to knock over that vase. You know, like the typical setup is, can you watch my grandmother's vase? It's very important to me. And they walk out of the room and you already know it's going to get destroyed some kind of weird way. But alternate comedy, the way alternate comedy works is like, don't knock over my mom's vase. It's very important to me. And then they play with the idea of knocking over the vase and then a character gets raped. It has nothing to do.
Oh, man.
It has nothing to do with it. Like, it sets you up for that punchline and then it throws you on a completely different direction. That's alternate comedy. So Sarah Silverman, Michael Cera, Tim and Eric, Reggie Watts, and a 5th person.
That's an all-star squad right there.
It's an all-star squad. And then Buh is basically just every other alternate comedian. They gave them a channel. So Buh is Jash's channel. And Buh just has all these other alternate comedians. So that's where we watched the Gangster Hotline.
Yeah, the Gangster Hotline 2 years later.
If you guys haven't heard of Gangster Party Hotline?
Yeah, the Gangster Party Hotline.
Yeah, Gangster Party Hotline. It's just, I can't even describe it.
All right, so this is what you're going to have to do. Just go on YouTube and look up Gangster Party Hotline. And if there's a number that's on the screen during one of the videos that you try to select, pick that one.
Call it.
Or, yeah, either that or call it like we did. But, the video is hilarious. All right.
It's real.
Yeah, it is real. I called it earlier today. Furious. I was fuming mad. Okay, so the next question I have for you.
Oh, yeah, we're doing questions.
Yeah.
We're doing a series.
I wanted to keep this mix up really good, just to keep it really, I'd say, have a little more variety in my shows, because the last couple episodes have been nothing but video games and wrestling, which isn't that bad, but
video games are great.
You know, I want to see what how deep our range goes. So let's just go with which one of the Grand Theft Auto games do you enjoy playing the most?
What the heck? Like,
yes.
Why don't we ask questions about politics or something?
No, come on. This is a podcast. You think we have time for that?
No way. We
don't vote for Hillary. That's all I got to say.
Dolph Lundgren or Hillary?
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren's going for it. One of my favorite Grand Theft Auto games. Actually, that's so personal. It's so deep.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I think I had the deepest connection, no joke, to Grand Theft Auto 3.
Wow.
No.
Okay. No, yeah, I'm just, I'm just reacting.
It set it was a benchmark to where we are now with all these newer Grand Theft Autos. So I started Grand Theft Auto on Grand Theft Auto 2. And Grand Theft Auto 2 had that over-the-top view, match, like, crappy graphics. It was very basic. Yeah. You go to a payphone, and the payphone's like, hey, kill this guy! And then you just get in the car, you jack a car, find the guy, shoot him, and you're done. That's like every mission.
Yeah.
Or pick up this car, got drugs in it, take the car to this place, and these cartel are really mad at me, so don't get caught. And easy stuff.
Yes.
And that was it. It was really basic, but it was fun. And then once you learned the gun cheats, you just kind of acted a fool and did whatever you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then Grand Theft Auto 3 comes, and I remember seeing it in magazines and all this, it's going full 3D. Like, like if you look at the graphics now, you'll puke because it's just a bunch of polygons.
I remember it did that old Italian. When it jumped with the Banshee over that ramp. I tried to create that. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing, right? Here's what made Grand Theft Auto 3 so special. Yeah, it set the ground for all these, for all the following Grand Theft Autos. But the main character did not speak.
Nope.
The main character did not speak because they wanted you to believe that you were really this guy. This was before customizing your character and all that other cool crap. But, like, you don't speak because they want you to believe that you are in this guy's position and your voice is who that character is. Yeah. So when you're doing all these crazy missions, you're like, you don't even understand his motivation. But after a while, you start to form your own motivation.
Yeah.
So I personally liked it because it was like, I don't know, it just put you in the shoes of this dude.
Yeah.
This dude's like, look, I'm down on my luck. I'll do anything to make money.
Exactly.
And, it was innovative for its time. Because after it came out, so many games tried to do that sandbox style and do the Grand Theft Auto, formula, but it failed. Like, Driver.
Or Narc.
Narc.
Oh, my God.
And it was miserable,
yeah.
But it definitely started something. And then, I think your favorite is Vice City. Because Vice City was definitely a step up from that. And then a lot of people's favorite is San Andreas. But to me, Grand Theft Auto 3 is where it started, man. Like, that was where it all began.
I never told you this story, but here's one. So my brother.
What?
Yeah, watch. This is how my brother got Grand Theft Auto 3. I'm coming out of school, and my brother's already in front of the middle school where I went. But keep in mind, he's in high school. And I'm like, well, A, what are you doing here? And B, what are you holding in the mid? Like, he is crouched down and he's holding Grand Theft Auto 3 like he's showing off. And then I walk up to him like, dude, you got Grand Theft Auto 3? Okay, cool. Like, awesome. I played it. Let's play. Nope. He wouldn't let me play.
What?
That's the thing. He wouldn't let me play. He wouldn't let me play Grand Theft Auto 3 because it was in his room and that was his game.
What? Kind of rules?
So like little by little, I had to like, hey, you think I could play for a little bit? You think I could play?
Doing his chores?
Yeah, because the first time I played, I was at my friend David's house, and I was so mesmerized because he had it, and he was like, "Oh man, dude, let me play it. Let me get it at least for an hour." I was so hooked because the day, like a couple days after the release, he had it, and I was like, "Dude, I want to play it."
Right.
And like, keep in mind, this was what 2002, 2001.
Yeah.
And I've never seen graphics like that.
Right.
I was just
For
like,
that
wait,
time, it was unbelievable.
You have
like,
the ability to do whatever you want in this game?
That's what made it fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even have to
my
follow
God.
the missions. I can just use the gun sheet and run through the neighborhood and do whatever.
And stay on that one island. Oh my God. That's what I didn't like either. It's just like, well, that's what makes you play the storyline is that you want to progress to these other islands.
But shit, I didn't even care.
Yeah.
I just wanted to wreak havoc.
And then when I heard, remember the trailer for Vice City was like,
Yeah.
they had that one song, I wanna get away.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And when I saw Homeboy drive up in that red, that was like the PCJ 600.
Fuck, nerd.
Yeah, I played San Andreas still. But I do, you know what, out of all three, mine is Vice City.
Vice City for sure.
Just because it one of the best things about it is that you have all these like Goontosh looking cars. You have all these like, you have the whole allure of Vice City, you know, Miami Vice and everything. And of course they're working with cocaine. But nearing the end of it, like if you get your wanted rating level up to like, I think it's 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. Instead of the FBI coming out, it's the dudes in the Lamborghini and it's freaking it's Tubbs and Crockett coming out to like beat you down. Oh my gosh, I thought that was perfect. Like when I saw that, I was like, wait, is that okay? They come into like a sports car and they try to follow you, and if you don't have anything better than a sports car, you will get rammed down and you will die.
Well, Vice City, I think Vice City was when
best soundtrack too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But Vice City was like when they learned how to use Easter eggs.
Yes.
Yeah. So like you got all these references to
you
the
shouldn't
80s.
be here. I remember that one sign that I don't know whether it was in Grand Theft Auto 3 or Vice City, but it's a sign that if you get there, it's like you shouldn't really be here.
Right.
Yeah.
or what happened? Don't you have Tony Montana's house at one point?
No, but you get this mansion that you acquire from the guy that runs Starfish Island, and that house is huge.
Yeah.
That house, you end up like going in, shooting everyone up, and then inheriting it, and then it automatically makes money for you, like the club in the first island.
Right.
But man, that
there's definitely more detail, and then they introduce motorcycles in the game and all that. I guess just Grand Theft Auto has it's more of a nostalgia high for me. Because when I play it now, I puke. I hate how awful it looks.
San Andreas is really difficult to get through right now, just because it's terrible.
It's hard because we're spoiled by these newer games, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything. But I don't know. I guess my heart is just it kind of sits on that nostalgia. Because, the newer ones are absolutely better. Mm-hmm. But the Grand Theft Auto 3 is what set this up to get them there.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 3 was so cool. I like the talk radio station they had in Grand Theft Auto 3 with
all
Laszlo.
the talk radio stations I listen to, I don't even listen to the music.
With that guy Armando. Listen to me, Armando. All right. Well, I'm glad to know that Grand Theft Auto 3 is your favorite game now.
Yay.
That you enjoy playing the most. Do you have it available? Do you have it on your... You know it's available on Android now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's the controls on it are pretty good. I recommend doing it on a tablet. Okay. The next question.
Bless you.
Thank you. Are you ready for 20 years of superhero movies?
You know what? No. And I feel like they destroyed it, man. Like, I told you, like I mentioned earlier, Hollywood gets a glimpse of something and they go, oh man, this is going to work.
Yeah.
And they run it to the ground, straight to the grave, and they bury it deep, man. 12 feet deep.
Yeah.
Because, the Avengers is really, I think, the peak, right? Avengers 2 was the peak.
Yeah.
And they saw, man, this is breaking records, we're making a lot of money. So let's just take the entire comic book franchise and make them films.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen? Okay, they have films, set for like the next freaking 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and Star Wars.
Exactly. The attention of all these people coming to these films is going to die out in the next 2 years because we're going to be sick of these movies.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Comic book films are the new action movie.
Yeah, that is because there's barely, like, when there's an action film that comes around, I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know what? During the season of this movie coming out, there's a superhero movie that I'd rather see.
Right.
And that works in Marvel's favor.
But Marvel, it kills me because I'm not a big comic book fan, but I do read comics. And now you're seeing the movie world affecting the comic world. Because now the characters look like the actors from the films.
Yeah.
Like they modified all of the way the characters look.
Yeah.
They modified the way the storylines are created. So I'm not feeling it, man. I really don't want to... I see it just kind of destroying... I feel like comics are going to die down a little bit based on this oversaturation of the comic book films.
Yeah.
And then DC is late to the game, and they're going to ruin it
DC
too.
is going to... No, they're doing reverse Avengers. I didn't tell you that, right?
What?
So they're going to do origin stories first. They're going to do origin stories first, and then they're going to do the Justice League movie.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, so... I want to see what happens because the funny thing is too is that Ryan Reynolds was the first Green Lantern.
He was. He's
but
all over
let's
the
not
place.
talk about that, right?
No, okay, here's my problem, right?
Yeah.
DC... All right, Marvel is more entertainment and fun and kind of ridiculousness, right? If you look at the entire Marvel franchise, they have more ridiculous characters. But when you look at DC is very serious. DC is about their science. It is Star Wars versus Star Trek, literally, because DC isn't about jokes and fun. DC is about science and being very particular. Like, if you look at Superman isn't exactly like a fun, wee type of comic.
Yeah.
But if you look at X-Men is actually really entertaining and fun.
Yeah.
There's jokes, there's humor. Whereas DC is kind of written very straightforward.
Yeah.
And they use like scientific backgrounds and all this other stuff. Like if you look at Batman comics, they're very particular. Like everything is so like. I was reading some recent Batman comics.
Yeah.
When I used to work at where I used to work at.
Yeah.
And like I would read through the comics, I'm like, man, they break down the science to its very like
to where it's all super exact.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like the Joker had a humongous attack on the city, and his trick was to contaminate people with a virus that made them laugh. Mm-hmm. And what laughs are basically micro coughs.
Yeah.
So when you cough, your lungs are expanding to take in more of the virus.
Yeah.
So the Joker had a virus that was taking over the entire city.
Oh yeah,
through
okay.
laughter. And I'm like, damn, they broke the science down all the way to its bare bones.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Marvel would be like, yeah, this guy's doing this thing and it's affecting people, let's stop him. Mm-hmm. DC is very particular. So DC sees all the success of Marvel and they're trying to compare. That's why you're looking at like the Batman Superman movie and you can't gauge the tone.
Yeah.
You don't know what the tone is because it's trying to be funny.
Yeah, Lex Luthor is trying to be that comic relief, and
But
it's
not going to work.
that's not Lex Luthor's character at all.
Batman and Superman should be telling jokes to each other. And you see they shoehorn Wonder Woman to get more people to go to.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to do some slight Justice League setup.
And to have Zod as being the new Doomsday.
Yeah.
I was like,
boo.
Yeah, I was just like, Doomsday was. I don't want to even go into the nerd tirade about that, but it's just.
But DC's trying to like.
And like, I want to cap on what you're saying too, is that they are late in the game.
They are.
We're what Iron Man. The first Iron Man came in 2008.
Right.
They're 8 years behind.
They are.
Because their first superhero movie, well, the Superman movie, the first one, didn't really count because now didn't they reboot it?
Yeah, they did.
So now Henry Cavill is the new guy.
Right.
Okay. Was it another guy before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Taye Diggs. But...
Taye Diggs. So now Henry Cavill's the new Superman now.
Right.
Which this Superman movie I thought was pretty good. I was like, okay, this is good. Like, because it had that Christopher Nolan vibe to it because he was the producer. So,
right.
you know, he was in Zack Snyder's ear the whole time.
Christopher like, no.
Hey, let me tell you something, Mike. I don't know if he's Australian?
He's
I don't know.
British.
Oh, hey, let me tell you something, buddy. Do this. Have a wong. Because in Inception, I had a bunch of bwongs. Every time someone found something interesting, bwong. There's a couple bwongs in there. You gotta find them.
You have to find their secret bongs.
Yeah, and no, behind the scenes bongs. It's funny too because every month, don't you read something new about a superhero movie coming out?
Absolutely.
Coming in? They're gonna try to do the X-Force movies because of Deadpool. They're gonna do a new Iron. They found a guy to play Iron Fist, and I don't know.
Let's not forget about the Suicide Squad. Like,
yeah, exactly.
They're trying to. I don't know. They're cashing in, man. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
And DC and Marvel, they're not mad at it because, I mean, the comic book... Let's say the comic book world has peaked. You can't get any more guys. You seriously can't.
They're
But once the films came and did their
they've
thing,
already got the best of the best
they got
characters.
the best, right?
Yes.
But now that we have these films taking everything to the next level, they're getting more revenue in the comic book world. Because people will watch The Dark Knight and they don't realize, oh my god, Batman was actually something very serious and deep and in depth. And now they're checking out the comics. A lot of people thought that comic books were really, like designed for children. But no, they're actually scripted like films with, illustrations. But I'm sounding like a nerd here, but I'm just saying that's what it is.
It is.
So, I don't know, man. The comic book films are going to ruin everything, in my opinion. They're going to burn everything.
It's going to be a point to where I'm I'd say 48, 50, and where they're going to reboot Iron Man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wait, how many times have they rebooted Hulk?
Twice. Because Eric Bana and then Edward Norton. No, thrice times.
Thrice.
Because you had Eric Bana and then Edward Norton, which I thought should have been the Hulk.
Right.
But then you have Mark Ruffalo's dumbass.
But Mark Ruffalo's fine.
He's okay. The only thing
he's trying to be like a Tony Stark's style Hulk, kind of cocky and arrogant.
Tony the Hulk character is supposed to be a lot more nerdier.
Right.
Than Tony Stark's, because the reason Tony Stark's is super cocky is because he knows he's smart as hell.
Right.
So that's why he's so super confident in that.
Right.
But yeah, so we're gonna, and I didn't even tell you this, that they're gonna try to reboot the Universal Monster movies.
No.
To try to bring them into one big movie.
No. God.
The Mummy. They're gonna reboot it. No. And yeah.
God.
But the two things I heard is that they're going to try to... Tom Cruise is going to be in it. So that's kind of a plus, but...
I don't care about Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise could suck on
there might be a female bad girl. Like a bad...
Man.
And the Mummy... we're not trying to sound sexist here, but it's like the fact is the Mummy has been always portrayed by a guy. Let's keep the consistency here.
Keep it consistent.
That's the only thing.
That is sexist. That was so sexist.
No.
Mildly sexist.
Maybe. But
beginner level sexist.
So let's have a woman superhero on that end. Okay, anyway. On to the next question. I know I played this game on the PC. Did you ever play Doom on the PC?
To be honest, no.
Or Doom at all?
Okay, this is what happened. Alright, this is an interesting story. So when I was younger, my mom used to take me over to her boyfriend at the time's parents' house.
Oh, wow.
And for some reason...
Was he younger than her?
No, they were the same age, but his parents, obviously much older.
Okay.
Older dude, man. This guy was the craziest nerd. He was a fucking fireman. He was
That's
a fireman,
cool.
So he was never there because he worked so hard, but he was the hugest nerd.
That's funny.
So he was like, look, man, I got all these... Like, he had all the... at the time, PlayStation, he had an entire... like, you see your wall?
Yeah.
PlayStation games.
Ooh.
Like, all PlayStation games, right?
Yeah.
And he was like... check out my computer. So he let me try his computer out, and he had all these games. He had Doom. But I don't remember. I think I was probably...
What were you playing then on the PC?
I played it on the PC, but I was a kid, man. So when I played it, I was terrified.
I was scared of Doom, too.
Death,
in 6th grade, I was scared of Doom.
No, but I would walk, and I'd go to a door, and I'm like, you know what? If I open this door, there's going to be a monster on the other side, and my poor little psyche can't handle what will happen next. And then I'll just stand there, and then I'll just go to the bathroom, come back and forth, terrified. And then I open the door, and then a monster for sure comes out, and I freak out. So I never made it past the 3rd level. I would always start the 1st, get to the 2nd, and then by the time I get to the 3rd, I'm crying, I'm scared, so I just switch over to another game that he had.
That's funny.
As I get older, I look at the game now, I'm like, this is BS. This is nothing.
The games on it were alright.
Yeah, they were whatever.
I like playing Doom. The only thing is that I needed cheats because my 5th grade mind. I was in the 5th grade playing that. Oh no, 6th. I was at Kolb Middle School.
Well, I'm sorry. Do you mind if I got to?
Yeah, let's. You know what? Tell you what. We're gonna go ahead and take a break right now.
Intermission.
Let you know that this podcast is brought to you by Game Swappers. Game Swappers. Buy, sell, and trade. You can contact them at Instagram at GAMESWAPPERS or call them at 909-267-4270. Game Swappers. Buy, sell, and trade. All your retro game items are available through Game Swappers. It's NES, Super NES, consoles as well. They do have they recently had a Pokemon claim sale, so whatever remnants of that you find at the claim sale, be sure to claim them in honor of Pokemon Day in Japan, which was still today. But other than that, Game Swappers, buy, sell, and trade. And that's 909-267-4270. And we're back. With the Mark and Andre show.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were at the random question gauntlet, and we're going to move on to the next question here.
Gauntlet? That's so ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a slew of questions that we have to take care of. Okay, so the next question we have on the docket is, do you have a favorite Sylvester Stallone movie?
What the heck?
Yeah.
Damn. Actually, this might be the most difficult question I've ever answered.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm stuck kind of... I'm like right here in the middle. I'm like, it's between Judge Dredd and Demolition Man.
Oh, God.
Oh, dude.
You poor soul.
Oh, man. Okay.
I am the law.
I am the law.
20 years.
It's abysmal. It's such a ridiculous... Dang, man. What the heck?
If I were you, I'd pick Demolition Man over
I think it'd be Demolition Man.
I like Demolition Man.
It was a fantastic performance out of Wesley Snipes and Sir Sylvester. I mean, yeah, the Rocky movies. Everybody wants to talk about the Rocky movies, but honestly, I had a better connection to Demolition Man. Honestly, like as a youth, I remember just the ridiculousness of that movie.
Yeah,
it had that same motif as a crazy action film.
When we were little too, like the future appealed to me a lot more than actual present time or even past time movies.
And there's strange accuracies that are pretty close to where we are.
Even Back to the Future, I was really, because 2015 then, and Back to the Future 2 was going to be my time, like my prime. And even with dealing with what is Demolition Man 2020 something? Or
yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
descriptive. That's so close.
And that's not that far apart, but they're still one thing too is that they're still talking about laser discs in Demolition Man, which was.
But it doesn't matter. I love the portrayal of the future and how they did it.
I did
Demolition
too.
Man.
Yeah.
And the fact that everything's this utopian society where there's no crime, there's
wishful thinking. Man.
He doesn't know to use the 3 seashells. Like, there's so many elements of it's almost a satire on how the future should be.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be this like sterile, lifeless place, like where people don't even have physical sex anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so
fluid transfer. Ew, you mean fluid transfer? I've watched Demolition Man way too many times,
and I personally feel like that definitely has a place in my heart, especially because when I was a kid. When I saw the finale to Last Fight and Wesley Snipes gets his freaking heads knocked off, man. Like I couldn't, as a kid, as an adult now I see the prosthetics and I see the fake heads and all that cool crap. But when I was a kid, like, oh my God, this was real to me. So
heads up.
Oh man, Wesley Snipes got his head knocked off. I'm gonna cry. And then I definitely remember that film.
Yeah.
I guess that might just. Yeah, that might be my favorite Sylvester
Stallone
movie.
Okay.
I don't know. I was expecting like a Van Damme question over Stallone.
No, well, do you have well, I don't see. That's the thing. That's the thing that I can honestly say that me and Andre haven't really talked about because he knows that I do love Jean-Claude Van Damme. I fanboy over that dude. If that guy was in LA, I'd probably like faint if I saw him. In real life, but
look at him, he's a faggot. That's my favorite line.
Okay, so the movies that I've shown you, do you have a favorite between those, or do you have a favorite?
Hard Boiled, man.
Hard Target.
Hard Target. Sorry,
Hard Boiled.
Hard Boiled is a video game.
See him in that movie.
Hard Boiled is a video game. Wait, no, that's Stranglehold.
No, it's a movie.
Hard Boiled is a movie, but Stranglehold. Yeah. But Stranglehold was based off of Hard Boiled, so we're not in the wrong places. And they're all done by John Woo. So,
you're not that far off.
I'm not that far off.
Good.
But definitely Hard Target is unrealistic.
Hard Target
it's the best use of Van Damme I've ever seen.
That's funny too, because Double Impact is a close second.
Right.
Because Hard Target is...
Double Impact is hilarious, though. For me, like, it's a great laugh.
Remember, he's the the guy, I think it's Alex and Chad, and Alex is the tough one.
Yeah.
And Alex was drinking the whole night because he thinks Chad's fucking his chick.
Smashing
and he's all
her.
like, he's
having
drinking
all these weird fantasies.
This guy's
that don't
drinking
make
what?
sense.
He's drinking like whiskey, and this guy's like, motherfucker. And this guy, he comes back, he's like, oh, what's going on? And he's like, you know exactly what's going on. Like, and he starts trying to beat his ass. Oh man, Double Impact's good.
I
But
will
dude,
never in my
Hard
life
Target,
wear black silk underwear. Like I love the back and forth and the terrible editing.
Yeah.
But Hard Target just hits me in certain spots because John Woo. It's like John Woo knew what he was working with. John Woo knew that he didn't have the best.
He
actor.
needed to have Van Damme talking. He's talking like this the whole time.
the whole film.
Because then you don't know that he's talking in an Cajun accent, but this guy sucks at acting.
He sucks.
Yeah,
There's a charm to his terrible acting.
Yeah, the best thing about it is to the ladies he's easy on the eyes,
Right.
and to the guys he can actually do a roundhouse kick.
a spinning roundhouse kick.
Yes,
in the air.
yeah.
To kick a dude
it's
through the
funny too
window.
because remember we were still trying to find the scene where he does a corkscrew backflip
corkscrew?
instead of a regular backflip.
Right.
Because we were able to notice that because in one of the scenes, the main bad guy has a single barreled. I think it's like a .38 caliber round that he shoots out to Van Damme, and in this back alley warehouse, which looks like they hold it for Mardi Gras. Van Damme goes from one side to the other, not with a regular backflip, or not with like a regular let me jump over to save my ass.
Right.
He does a corkscrew,
like a professional Olympic corkscrew.
So after he finishes a corkscrew, homeboy shoots that round right into this piñata looking thing and just blows it all up. Oh my gosh! I was looking for that scene, and I know that it's in the director's cut.
Yeah, it's
and
in the director's cut.
And the only version I have on my laser disc. Yes, I do have laser discs. That's the razor.
Perfect.
That's no.
It's a VHS with CD
quality audio
on the audio.
But only because I plug it through S video. But Van Damme with the mullet. Remember he's all like, how about, he's all telling those two guys, he's all like, how about you take your big stick and your boyfriend and find the bus to catch. That to me was one of the funniest scenes of Van Damme. Okay, and if you didn't notice either, we're going on the 60-minute mark of this podcast, which does mean
61 minute?
Yeah, exactly. Which does mean that I'm able to actually take these podcasts to an hour long. So if you have any episode requests or anything of that nature, be sure to let me know. Because otherwise, the only podcasts that are gonna be long as this is the Mark and Andre show. Because I can only work with as much info as I got on those Raw and SmackDown
It's 30 minutes
reviews.
per person, pretty much.
Kind of. Yeah, I would say that.
Two dudes, 30 minutes each.
2 dudes, 30 minutes each.
Just two guys, man. Just two guys.
That Italian joint.
Italian restaurant.
We're just two guys.
We're just two guys. We don't have a staff.
2 guys.
Just two guys.
A restaurant called Two Guys leads you to believe that there's only 2 people working. That's what I gotta tell about two
Just two
restaurants.
Italian dudes.
Arrivederci, how can I help you? All right. So next question we got here for you. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What 90s sitcom did you enjoy watching as a little kid?
Fucking A, dude.
So you were born in 88 with me, so 88, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
Damn, sitcom. Does it, can I use Nickelodeon shows?
Did you watch them a lot?
Fuck yeah.
Well, you didn't watch any 90s sitcom a lot?
I'm trying to think. Because I don't want to say Family Matters. That's too easy. It's too. I'm black. Everyone wants that answer.
Everyone's
waiting.
90% of the crowd tonight in this via vote, they voted earlier. They're thinking Family Matters and
Family Matters.
The third answer, the third place
the Fresh
answer,
Prince of Bel-Air,
and then the third place answer, surprisingly, Good Times.
Good Times.
Good Times. Okay, so let's do Nicktoons then. All right, I'll do Nicktoons and then sitcoms next.
Okay.
What's your favorite 90s Nicktoon?
Fuck that. I don't even want to answer that one. No, I'm just playing. Man. By the way, for all those that are listening, I did not know these questions were coming beforehand, so that's why I'm kind of I'm just not quick on the cuff because I have to think about these things.
As long as you're occupying the air, if there's dead air, I'll make it aware.
Favorite Nicktoon, though,
I don't want to be typical, man.
All right, which one you watch the most? It doesn't
I definitely watch a lot of SpongeBob, and I'm trying to think now. Like, I hated Cat Dog. Cat Dog just like once I saw the intro,
I hated. I knew
Rocco. Man, Rocco messed me up as a child because there's just a lot of themes that I wasn't ready for until I watched it again as an adult.
Yeah.
Nick Arcade. I'm sorry.
Don't fuck with me. Don't Nick Arcade. He's saying that
That's
just
right,
because
homie.
he's saying that just because I met Phil Moore at the SoCal Retro Gaming Expo
Which
this
is bullshit.
year.
I wish I was there for that.
No, you could have been,
I could have been,
but it's all good. You know what? You know what? You
Busting my
met
ass.
him with me.
Yeah.
Because,
I
dude-
I was there in spirit.
Oh my gosh! All right. Anyway,
So yeah.
Nick Arcade.
Dang.
Dun, 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 dun. By the way, you can catch several episodes of Nick Arcade on YouTube. And-
You have to watch because there's just this. It's so cheesy.
Yeah, Phil Moore.
Oh my god.
Okay, I didn't want to go on a
Phil Moore's like the
tangent.
best host, but
I didn't want to go on a tangent, but this is the thing. When I went to the SoCal Gaming Retro Gaming Expo, I had to actually work a shift with Game Swappers. Out of the goodness of my heart, by the way. But the thing about it is that I knew that Phil Moore was hosting a panel at 11 o'clock on Sunday. So I knew to take my break at that time. And there was no one that was going to take that break away from me. I was like, no, this break means more to me than it means to your little lunch. It means more to me than it means to your cheeseburger you're going to eat. So I go into the Retro Gaming Expo panel thing, which is like a cutoff. It was actually well prepared. I actually commemorate Frank and Sons for actually preparing a well done Retro Gaming Expo. So Phil Moore shows up and he does this tirade about how like he had to actually go out of his way to make these kids look less weird than he did, because these kids were coming off of being in a big studio where it was really cold, and people that they didn't know how to mic them up and get them ready for makeup, and little kids
Touch
that
on
are
these
like
poor
14 years old didn't like doing makeup, guys in particular. But Phil Moore definitely was a class act that whole day, because I raised my hand in the middle of the segment and asked for a fucking picture, and this guy actually gave me, was like, yeah, sure, man. and then I go up there, I'm all like, okay, so let me make this less awkward than it is, asking for a picture in front of like 15, 20 people. So I do that, I do that little thing where he goes from the answer panel to the arcade. So I do that, and he takes a picture with me, and it was just fun. Phil Moore, if you're listening, I hope you are, but you're definitely like one of the guys that took me through the 90s. Okay.
I feel more close to Phil Moore.
I'm glad. More close to Phil Moore. Perfect. I love that. I see what you did there. So, all right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. What was your favorite Nicktoons?
Like,
Well, okay,
the whole time
okay.
you're speaking, I was trying to like really figure that one out. I just gravitated to SpongeBob a lot.
Uh-huh.
But Rocco, I don't know why. Rocco like is really like, I remember once the intro started, I lost my freaking mind, man.
You know, it had the best intro.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
I do remember. Oh, I got it. I'm sorry,
Okay.
guys. I got it. I figured it out. I almost forgot. Invader Zim, man. There's no comparison.
I think you were going to say that, but
Invader Zim. Dang, I almost forgot about that. I'm sorry. Whoever, I feel like somebody that knows me, like they're just sitting there like, Invader Zim, Invader Zim, Invader Zim, Invader Zim for sure.
Okay. No, and I'm with you on that one.
Invader Zim had me like, even as a child, in tears.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was on the floor dying laughing.
It
I couldn't
was
understand.
very, very unique.
It was very unique, and then
Yes.
as I grew older, I started to. His name is the creator of the show is Jonan Vasquez, or Vasquez, sorry,
Johan?
Jonan Vasquez.
Was it Johan?
No, it's Jhonen. Jonan Vasquez.
Oh yeah, then it's Jonan.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's Jonan Vasquez, and he released comic books before he made Invader
He
Zim.
had a very
But
particular
he's
illustrative
disturbing.
style.
No,
Yeah.
he has Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. That's the name of his comic.
Wow.
Squee and oh man, the other one slips me at the moment. But Squee was like this disturbing variation of Invader Zim in
Okay.
a weird way. This little kid just, he'd live his normal life out, but his parents hated him because they wanted him aborted, but he didn't get aborted and all this. It's the darkest stuff ever. And then Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, he's murdering people. And somehow he made it hilarious.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what did Nick see in this guy to give him Invader Zim? Because he did those comics before he did Invader Zim. But yeah, so Invader Zim for sure. Like I can't, even when I watch it nowadays, I'm like, I'm in tears and I know what's coming. But it's just his writing style, his joke style. It's very off kilter and it's very hard hitting. Like his jokes, to be honest, like they didn't stop. Like you don't get a chance to breathe because there's just so many jokes going back and forth. But for sure, I mean, Rocco is a close second, no joke. But man, Invader Zim, no, like there's no contest. And I hate how Nick canceled the show.
Yeah,
Jonan said he had no clue his show was canceled until like he actually emailed Nick like, so what's up with the episodes? What do I need to do with these? Because he had pre-written all these episodes, and he had storyboarded and everything.
Yeah,
and he hit up Nick like, so what do I need to do with all these storyboards? And like, oh, we're sorry, your show is canceled. That's a terrible feeling. But I see why the show might have got canceled because it's almost disturbing.
It's for a selective audience.
It is a selective audience, but every time I watch it, I'm in tears. Gurr is the best character ever made in a cartoon.
He is super weird. I remember really fanboying for him when Invader Zim came out because I would always, in middle school, like I said, me and you knew each other through later in high school, but in middle school, I would always, there was at least 2 Invader Zim shirts that I owned.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I actually had a Gurr patch. I don't know what I did with it, but I had a patch.
It was a Gurr nicotine patch. He was using it for no reason.
Hot Topic was actually, I was a frequent shopper of Hot Topic in middle school. But only for the right reasons. I mean, it's funny too, because my older brother made me into a Doors fan because he would play the Doors all day long. And I would have that, remember that one shirt that had a Hot Topic where Jim Morrison's like in half portrait?
Naked.
Yeah, and it's like an American poet. I had that shirt because he just got me into it, and I was just like, man, the Doors are fucking awesome. Anyway, but yeah, so with me, in my regard, I would want to say that Rocko's Modern Life was my favorite show, but Invader Zim is a close second. So we can switch spots on that, just because Rocko's Modern Life was a little more pivotal to me, because I thought a lot of the skits were a lot more funnier.
The credit card episode.
Yeah, Mr. Sensible. Oh no, you know what? That's where he wanted to buy Spunky a bowl.
Right.
And they had a fire hydrant attached to it. I like the one where they're stuck in a log cabin, and Mr. Bighead is trying to take them out of this log cabin. So this guy like conjures up makes up this makeshift machine where he attaches like a microwave and he throws like a radio in there, and then he uses 2 shoes as speakers. And this guy's all like trying to communicate. He actually gets a radio signal, and he's like, "Hey, how can I help you?" He's like, "I'm stuck in here with two guys." He's like, "Okay, so I got a cheeseburger and a large fry." He's like, no, I'm stuck in here with 2 guys. Okay, that's 2 cheeseburgers and 2 large fries. Okay, so he intercepts a radio signal to a fast food joint in a drive-thru. He's like, that'll be $11.25 at the window, thank you. Like, that to me was funny. I like when they actually found out that Ed Bighead's job at Conglom, he's like, I'm the one that puts the caps on the bottles. That to me was hilarious.
The wife.
Yeah, his wife was hilarious. But with Invader Zim, it's like they were super gory, and most of the because remember, it's the 2 kids that find Zim, right? And then they want to like take care of him and protect him. It's like E.T.
Oh no! It's actually the opposite. It's okay. So Invader Zim shows up first of all. Okay,
because he's trying to take over that planet.
No. First of all, these guys hate Zim. His race that he's a part of.
Okay, that's what it was. And they
just give him a bullshit planet, and it happens to be.
And
Earth.
They give him Gurr, who's supposed to be like an robot. Yeah, he's a broken robot. Yes.
They just threw garbage in his head. It's like that's his chip.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that's what it was. If you want to, you can conquer Earth. So they send him to Earth because Earth is nothing to them.
Yeah.
So Invader Zim shows up there, and he just finds some random spot in some urban neighborhood and just makes a house. And and for some reason he wants to infiltrate as an elementary school student. And out of all in his class, there's this dude named Dib who happens to be a paranormal activist of some kind, and his sister is Gaz, who doesn't give a shit.
Gaz,
she's like this super gamer, but she just has fun messing with her brother. So Dib is the only person in the entire world, the entire Earth that sees that Zim is an alien. Because Zim,
okay.
Zim's skin is green, and he has like a high top fade.
Yeah.
And no one cares. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
And man, I'm sorry. That show is genius in its own right.
It's really good, and it's honestly was ahead of its time because
it was.
I liked it as like, and then I remember.
No, but it's very dark. There's an episode where like organs are getting stolen. Like Zim is stealing kids' organs.
Oh, that one I didn't see.
He's stealing organs.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, it's weird, man. The show, it takes these very dark routes where I see like.
So what, did it last only 2 seasons?
3, man. No, wait. Yeah, it might have been 2. 2 seasons, and then the third, like, it just didn't work out.
I remember we used it as a sample on one of our beats. Remember that one? That was tight. I was the producer that did it. I give him definite props for that. Okay, so now we're done with the Nicktoons now.
Oh yeah.
Now you know what my favorite Nicktoon is. Well, you kind of knew Rocco was there.
Rocco was there.
But I didn't know Invader Zim was for you. It's kind of funny how your 1 is my 2 and your 2 is my 1.
Absolutely.
But now you know who number 2 works for.
Yeah.
Okay, so what old 90s sitcom do you enjoy seeing? And do we kind of get the answer out of you earlier when you said Family Matters?
It might have been Family Matters, man. You know, I've watched them because I for some reason something within me can't say in Fresh Prince. I was going to say Invader Prince, but that's not right. Invader Prince. He just shows up to Bel Air like just to invade Earth. But no, I remember I watched Fresh Prince, and a lot of people, you know, they say my comedy style and the way I act was very similar to Will Smith in Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
To some regard, yeah.
To some regard, but it's just that universal joke style, you know.
Yeah.
Like Will Smith, his philosophy was, if I can tell a joke that white people and black people can laugh at for 2 different reasons, then I perfected comedy. So I would always joke like he did. But when it comes to Fresh Prince of Bel Air, I didn't watch enough. You know what I mean? Like, I probably watched the first couple of seasons, and then I just watch random episodes here and there.
Yeah, that was me too. Like, I didn't really follow Fresh Prince at all. Like, I would just catch the syndicated shows, and that pretty much did it all for me.
Right.
But I was really a Family Matters aficionado.
Yeah.
Like, I loved Family Matters. I didn't care if the family was black because there's some things I could relate to. Like, you know, there was a few episodes where I remember Eddie. Man, there's one episode where Eddie gets in. I don't know, like he gets involved in a gang, and then Carl, his dad is a cop, and he tries to get him out of it. And I was just like, you know, that was just, you know, because I was never involved in gang related stuff, but it's like something I could attribute to because it's just that's how family is at some point, Absolutely. You know. And one of the funny thing is too is it's like. This guy was the first person to do the home improvement thing. Is just like, will Eddie ever finish fixing that fucking car? Fuck! Like, remember in the title screen, this guy was fixing this stupid fucking car,
and he never finished it.
It was like, what the fuck? Like, finish your car, bro. Like, you have an overhead cam that sits out like a foot and a half over your fucking hood. Like, this is who paid for that shit? Because remember, his shit had fucking 3 spigot holes coming out of it. Like, out of the front, man.
It's like, in your head, it's like, this is going to be the dopest car ever.
Yeah, he barely brought it out.
You know what? Actually, alright, I'll be honest. It's a tie between Family Matters and Dinosaurs.
Ooh. Well, Dinosaurs was the dinosaur version of Family Matters. No, because you think about it. Well, you know what? They got the main character. They got the main character from Roseanne. They got it from John Goodman's character. But
right.
I really think that they got the teenage kid
from
Jaleel
White.
No, they got from Eddie because he had the high top thing going on.
You're right.
But then the thing about Eddie is that was Eddie involved in basketball? Because he was. Because remember that one episode in Family Matters where like Urkel can actually ball up,
right?
And he was actually balling, and like Eddie was like, "Okay, cool, I guess."
Yeah.
All right.
Because all black people play basketball, man.
Well, in the universe of Family Matters in Chicago,
is Power Rangers considered a sitcom?
I don't think so, but that it was the shit.
Power Rangers would have been my top 3, all 3. It would have been Power Rangers at 1.
What about your favorite Disney afternoon?
I didn't watch Disney. Honestly, like
me neither.
But my girl was a Disney kid, and I was the Nickelodeon Cartoon Network kid.
Right? I liked Recess from time to time, but the only thing that sucked is like I would have to wake up on weekdays during summer. to catch Recess at 7:30 on ABC, and I was like, "Fuck, man! Like this show is really good." Like the Ashleys was like a bunch of like girls that were like sophisticated, but this was it elementary school?
It was middle school. I thought.
Okay. Well,
no. It might have been. It had to be elementary school because fucking middle school doesn't have recess.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there was a group called the Ashleys where all of them were called Ashley, and I do remember a bunch of Ashleys acting like that. And no, the funny thing is they would hang out. They would hang out inside the tire yard or inside a bunch of tires. That was weird. And there's the King of Recess too.
The King of Recess.
I don't get that.
The kid on the swing that did a full like 360 rotation.
Yeah, okay. And then Vince tried to
like a religion.
Did Vince try to do it?
Yeah. No. They saw her do a full 360 and she disappeared. And they were like, they thought she transcended or something crazy.
But what ended up happening?
They turned it into a religion. So what happened was she was almost full 360 and she hopped off to go home. But whoever was watching her, like, looked at her, and once she hit the highest point of the rotation, the sun got into their eyes, so they thought she, like, transcended into the sun or something.
That is so dumb.
Turned it into a big-ass religion.
It's funny, too, because Vince was the Gerald of Hey Arnold. Well, okay. No, never mind. I take that back. Vince was the Gerald of Recess. Sorry. I was like, wait. So that means Vince is in
actual Hey Arnold.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, definitely, man. Like,
I like Family Matters a lot. I remember that one episode where you actually see Urkel's car. Mm-hmm. It's the Volkswagen, the VW, the 1965 Volkswagen Isetta.
What was his girl's name? Myra or something, or Elvira?
I think it was Myra.
But
Myra, it was Myra. Yeah, because I remember he would actually do that.
He spent all these years trying to smash.
No, and Laura would only try to get at him when he's Stefan.
Right.
Oh, I hated that. You don't remember that robot? The robot that he actually made? That was actually Boogaloo Shrimp in Breakin'.
What the hell?
That was Boogaloo Shrimp.
How do you know that?
Well, yeah, I dabble. Okay, so let's go on to the last question of the night. And
shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit.
This is the last question of Random Question Gauntlet, brought to you by Game Swappers. Game Swappers, buy, sell, and trade. 909-267-4270. That's the way you can contact them via phone, or do it through Instagram at the @ GAMESWAPPERS. That's @GAMESWAPPERS. Game Swappers, buy, sell, and trade.
That's right on crib, homie.
Okay, so let's do this. I know I know I've seen these movies as much as you've seen these movies, because I remember you seeing a couple of these movies with me. Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises?
Dark Knight. Fuck that.
Okay.
Dark Knight, man.
Why?
I can't, man. I have super deep philosophies. I'm just going to keep it basic, man. The greatest Heath Ledger performance of all time.
Yeah. Which was not, I don't think, even, that's the thing, is that, that's one question I wanted to ask you, or maybe I wanted to ask someone that kind of, what do you think the box office over-under would have been had Heath Ledger would have been alive?
Suicide?
Okay, so do you think it would have been under?
Under.
I think so too.
It would have been under.
I think that we're dealing with, if it wasn't for Heath Ledger dying, the box office would probably be about $200 million less.
Maybe Heath Ledger faked his death to get the sales up, and he's like in Guatemala somewhere chilling, man. Like,
that could be it.
But I personally feel like, in all honesty, no jokes, I think Heath Ledger definitely got so into character that he got lost in his own identity. I've been researching actors, and there's a film called Requiem for a Dream.
That was a good movie.
It was a fantastic film. And the actor that played the mother in that movie,
yeah,
she even like she was expressing like there were 3 times that she actually became the character that she was playing.
Oh wow!
Like for real, she was that character.
The one that remember the one that was super entranced in the infomercials?
Yeah,
okay.
That's the mother,
right.
yeah. So that actress, she said, yeah, there were 3 times where I actually became the character and I had lost my identity completely.
Oh, wow.
And she expressed what happened and all that. So when it came to Heath Ledger, I'm like, I know that he studied thoroughly for this Joker persona.
He did.
And I feel like maybe he got so lost in it that he couldn't find his own identity and he just had to leave this world. But without a doubt, the best Joker I've seen portrayed on film. Period.
Yep.
The best story arcs I've seen portrayed on
That
film.
movie
period.
left me on the edge of my seat.
Two-Face
the whole
was
time.
kind of like some shoe-in, though. They shoot him in.
Yeah.
Who the fuck falls in gasoline perfectly half-face?
Yeah, down the line of the bridge of the nose. Yeah. But you know
What did they call me? Oh, they called you Two-Face, bro. Yeah, that's
I know this is a fucking crazy coincidence, is it?
That's
Half
me.
of my face.
I'm Two-Face now.
Yeah,
and I have
like-
a perfectly burned coin.
Yeah. Oh my god. No, you know what I really like too is that Aaron Eckhart played the crap out of that role, especially when he was not the bad guy Two-Face. When he was actually like the DA
Yeah.
of Harvey Dent. I mean, he did a good job. Remember, he like took that guy's gun. He's like, "What I suggest you do next time is buy American."
Right.
And I was like, he got a clap
Dude would
out
have
of that.
smoked him in the freaking courtroom.
That would have been funny. Well, no, you know what? If he got a shot off, that would have been funny. But imagine his character ended like that. Like, okay,
How
well,
did he get in a courtroom with a
well,
heater?
see, that's one of those questions where
That's film stuff. Don't worry about this director's
Yeah.
eye, man. I'm like, don't worry about
That
that.
is just you know
Can't
what?
fucking slip in here
I
with
would
a
imagine
nine.
like every time I go into court for jury duty, I get tossed into a metal detector. But this fucking mob guy, I
showing
got
a
something
mob-
for you. Like what the hell?
the gun.
Yeah,
jams
and
perfectly.
his gun jams up.
Gun jams perfectly, and then Harvey Dent's all chill about it. Yeah.
Next time you do that, next time you try to attack a civil server or whatever, it's like, I suggest you buy American.
Buy American. I've been killed before.
And then
This is
people
my
give
third
a
time
clap.
around.
I was like, I want to meet the guy who clapped and be like, oh, this is a good moment to clap. Not call the cops.
He didn't get murdered.
Yeah.
It's really cool. He's really ballsy.
He didn't get murdered, so this is a perfect time to clap.
Yeah. He's still alive.
No,
So-
and I totally agree. What I really wanted to get across was that with Heath Ledger actually dying, this actually boosted up the gross by, I want to say, about $150 to $200 million.
I agree. 'Cause
Totally.
It's his last performance, and all the Heath Ledger diehards, you know,
Yeah, from The Knight's Tale and all that.
and from Brokeback.
He, oh my god, all
His
the
breakthrough
guys.
performance in Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, but the thing is too is that he actually did a damn good job, and which got him the posthumous Oscar
Yeah.
for that role. But he literally killed the Joker. I did not see Heath Ledger at all in that movie. I saw the Joker.
Yeah, and I think,
I saw this guy who was just crazy. He just wanted to see Batman turn sides.
no, well,
That's what the Joker wanted.
we want me to, you know, I'm going to rant on Joker right now.
Yeah.
So the whole entire point of Joker's character, no joke,
Yeah.
is to make Batman better.
Exactly. I can
The
definitely
Joker
agree with that.
wants to make Batman the greatest hero ever. He actually, there's this post I think somewhere on Facebook where they express that actually Joker is the hero.
Yeah.
Because Joker, all of his sick and twisted, I guess, feats
Yeah.
are all to make Batman a better hero. And Batman will never kill Joker. Batman can't kill Joker because
Yeah.
Joker does complete him. As Joker said to him, I can't kill you because you complete me.
Yep.
Because if I kill you, what am I going to do? Just fucking swindle these thugs all day?
Yeah.
I have you, this guy with all this potential. I'm going to push you harder than I've ever pushed any person to make you the best hero ever.
Yeah.
So this is what Joker has a couple of things. Joker wants to make Batman the best hero ever, and Joker also wants to make Batman kill Joker. Right?
That's what he kind of wanted. Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's perfect for the comics because Batman will never kill Joker. So Joker is always pushing Batman as far as he can to either make him the best hero ever or to get him to kill Joker.
Yep.
Because if Batman kills Joker, not only is is Batman killing his greatest adversary and his best friend,
Yeah.
he's breaking his code of ethics.
Yep. You don't want to ever
He'll
kill
never
anybody.
break his code of ethics.
Yeah.
So, Joker is the greatest villain for a hero of all time. And a lot of people don't see the greatness in Joker.
Yeah.
Because Joker, I hate to go on this massive rant about Joker, but it's like Joker is this mastermind that wants to push his adversary into his greatness. That doesn't even make sense.
We're here live on the podcast via Instagram. I just wanted to chime in on that. But yeah, definitely agree on that. Sorry about that, but I had to
Hit the
intervene on that.
Instagram real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, without a doubt, man. So Heath Ledger definitely fell into that character. and he fell into the character and he understood the purpose of Joker. And I feel like he gave the best performance he ever could.
Yeah.
His whole entire existence in the film is to push Batman into transcendence in this crazy way. So everybody listening like, oh, this guy's taking it too far. But that's the reality of Joker. Joker isn't... I mean, he is a bad guy per se, but like his whole purpose is to make Batman the greatest hero he could be. Because if there's no one like Joker to push Batman, then Batman would just be stuck in his ways. Yeah. So I really respect the character that Heath Ledger portrayed. But yeah, definitely, if Heath Ledger didn't die prior to the release of this film, I don't think it would get as much revenue that it gained. Because Dark Knight Rises is amazing, but I think the hype of the film of Dark Knight made Dark Knight Rises what it was.
I remember it had a spot on Entertainment Weekly
Absolutely.
that took it to the next level. I thought, Heath Ledger's role in that movie, plus the fact that he died, I was like, oh my god, so this what? Did this role kill him? Did this role
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I know. So what I wanted is, let me get your 2 cents on The Dark Knight Rises, because I know me and you saw that trailer. I don't know.
We went and saw the film, man.
Yeah.
You watched it once, and I think you saw it a second time with me.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. And it's funny too, because remember that whole scare in Colorado in Aurora?
Right.
Where, like, oh my god, do I really want to see this movie? And it was like 2012. That's 4 years ago.
Like, that's going to happen twice,
Yeah, exactly. And no, I remember seeing it the first time I was in New Mexico during my I had to go visit, I had to go back to New Mexico because my grandmother's passing, and I had to go watch The Dark Knight, but I was just like, man, I missed the Aurora, Colorado stuff. And I was like, all right, well, whatever. Let's do it. But no, that's the thing, is like this trailer for this movie was nuts.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the hype was outrageous. You see Bane hold Batman's mask, and then you know that it's the last Batman movie in the Christopher Nolan trilogy because it says it. It literally said it. I was like, why do you put that? You don't need to put that. Just say it's the last movie.
I mean,
and one more thing is that they dick tease us for another movie at the end.
Oh, that bullshit.
We're like, maybe Robin might do something.
Who the fuck is named Robin ever? I know there's probably Robins in the world that are named, but that was just some. Oh, that was fucking. I hated that. That made me so mad. But I guess the third one, Christopher Nolan, man, he never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah.
But I feel like with this third film, he tried to squeeze too much into this movie.
It was really dense.
It was really dense. Yeah. I mean, the first time through, I was just so hyped. I enjoyed the film throughout, and Bane, Tom Hardy killed it.
Yeah.
This is funny. Out of all of this current Batman franchise or whatever, I gave no fucks about Batman.
Yeah,
I did not care about Christian Bale as Batman.
Exactly. And the third one, I didn't
villains.
care.
Yeah,
I cared
about the villains.
Yes.
And then I didn't care about Alfred crying to Batman breaking up with him. And all that
exactly.
Bullshit.
When they broke up.
I just hope to see you one day at a restaurant. And I look across and I'll see you.
I hate it. I was like,
eating with a bitch.
I was like, wrap it up, Alfred.
Yeah, come on, Alfred.
I don't care if you have a glass of wine and you want to see Batman 2 seats across from you.
Yeah, come on now. What are the odds?
Oh man, but. For Batman to be beaten intellectually, and physically.
No, he was cocky. That's all it was.
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, I agree with that because he was like he thought he could take Bane right in.
I got an electronic leg. I can kick his ass.
Yeah. Oh no. And the funny thing is, he on that bridge scene where like Catwoman sets him up, Bane knows that it's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Already, there's no second.
Mr. Wayne.
Yeah, like Mr. Wayne. I know. Like, let's just do this.
Let's fire.
And this guy literally goes on this monologue saying that like you merely adopted the dark. I was born in the dark. I didn't see the light till I was a man.
I always saw it as a poetic ass whooping.
It was hilarious to me.
It was very poetic. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful ass whooping. I thought
he's like when he throws the like bat bombs at him, he's like theatricality.
He's like,
he's like good for the people that are uninitiated.
But we are initiated.
Aren't we, Bruce? I was like, oh my god, this guy. And he was the League of Shadows.
And we happen to be fighting right where your armor is.
Your precious armor.
Your precious armor. Thank you. What a dick.
How did Bruce not know that?
How did he not know that he was right under
where... We're kind of in a We didn't have to go far. Where am I?
Well, GPS indicates that we were right under my armor.
And that
precious
to me,
armor. There was homie.
There was a lot of things, and I thought it was funny too because I thought Batman died the time he had to take that nuke all the way down to sea.
Wow.
Didn't you thought it too the first time? I did.
My biggest problem with the I guess the Rises franchise or the film is Batman's fucking vertebrae is shattered. And some guy just shows up. Some dude just shows up and smacks it real quick. Yeah, just stand
pops
upright.
It back into place. Yeah,
he wasn't from New York or anything. Just stand upright, homie. No, no, he literally was just like, just stand upright and your back will be fixed.
Where was this place located? The one that
it was like Israel,
the Middle East.
Yeah, it's the Middle East for some reason.
Yeah, and like.
And you want to know the secret of escaping? You just got to untie your ropes and jump, homie.
Untie your ropes and just jump the whole time.
Jump. And if you die, it's cool, man.
Do what the chick did in the...
Do what the little kid did.
Yeah.
I won't tell you who the kid's name is or whatever, Talia al Ghul, but...
Yeah, fucking Talia.
I guess this is what my problem was.
Yeah.
On second and third watchings...
Yeah.
Watches, rather.
Watchings.
They're watchings, like I'm some fucking sophisticated individual. No, but after watching it, multiple times, I started to see so many loopholes that didn't make sense. But when you watch The Dark Knight, there are no loopholes. Even CinemaSins, he was nitpicking. He couldn't find anything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to Dark Knight Rises, it's like, there are a lot of questions I ask myself. Like, how the fuck did Bruce Wayne end up back in the city when there's no access inside or out? There's no way to get in there.
Yeah.
And
it was unanswered, too.
Yeah, you did not tread on thin ice to get to the other side to Gotham, because if you did tread on thin ice, you'd have to tread on thin ice for 10 miles?
Yeah, from island to island. I mean, you're looking at 20
for 10 miles
at 10
at full
miles.
speed. Fuck that. But it doesn't matter. I guess the point of that experience was Batman is back and he's here to change things. But I loved Bane's character. I almost wish that Bane's character was in The Dark Knight. Like he
as
had to
a tease at the end.
Yeah, like he had to, no. Like he had to deal with Joker and fucking Bane. Fuck it. Like, that overwhelming craziness would have made me feel better.
I enjoyed Bane in the Dark Knight by itself, because you know what? Because every Dark Knight movie before that, every Batman movie before that had to deal with two villains. Because Talia, I don't consider a villain at the third one, just because she was the twist. She was the twist at the end.
Right, she was the
but it's just like... I think of Bane at every sequence of the movie. It's just Bane to me, and this guy was just entirely badass. I think it was just the Bane movie, to be honest.
It was. Yeah. It was the Bane show, and honestly, I was waiting for Bane to get back on screen. You know what I mean? So I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like Dark Knight was definitely a better film.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion, man. Other people actually really truly believe that The Dark Knight Rises was better, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, whoever says The Dark Knight Rises is better, like you said, they don't. To have the guy that played the Scarecrow being the last living villain out of the whole series, when you had to deal with him in the first movie,
right,
and this guy's like the judge in the third one,
yeah, for no reason.
Yeah, he was just.
But it was a lot of paying homage. I get what Christopher Nolan's trying to do. Is like, this is my last film. I want to pay homage to all the films. I want to wrap this up in this nice bow. But there are a lot of loopholes. But fuck it, you guys are gonna watch my film anyway because you liked the Batman. God. You like Batman Begins, and you love The Dark Knight, so you're gonna.
I like Batman Begins a lot. To have Liam Neeson as a villain,
takes nothing away from Christopher Nolan's ability to direct and make a good fucking film.
Yeah,
but I did catch myself the following views of the movie to be bored. I was bored as fuck.
Yeah, because you kind of knew what was going down, and it's kind of after that you're just like, okay, here's this and that.
Here comes the Bane scene. Oh, that was awesome.
And then after that it's like
we need someone in the fire
because the suspense is done for you. Because remember, the major part of suspense is will Commissioner Gordon get all these trackers on these trucks?
Right.
That's what you wanted to hope for, because you got to find that nuke.
Right.
If you don't find the nuke, Gotham's done.
You know what? I caught it. My biggest problem with the film was how Bane was this incredible badass.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk shit, you getting fucked in the ass, homie.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Talia al Ghul goes, "This is my bitch," and he starts crying. He's crying. I love you so much.
Oh yeah, because air supplies, like one of them.
Exactly.
One of them's like leaked out,
and she's like, "I'll take care of him." After she stabs Batman, of course, and she's fixing up Bane, and Bane's like, "I love you so much." She's crying.
Yeah, and then
they soften this amazing villain for Talia al Ghul, who fucking dies from a truck crash.
Oh yeah, because she's driving.
My legs are broken, and she dies.
Yeah, that's
I can't handle the pain of my legs being broken. And she dies.
Yeah,
what a fucking waste. Bane was such a hardcore badass that intimidated everyone around him for him to be a bitch when Talia al Ghul shows up.
You know, the funny thing is, too, is that Talia al Ghul, according to the comic books, was supposed to give birth to one of the Robins.
Oh, fuck.
Remember? Because
which one?
Well, the comic books, the storyline screwed up because this Robin that Christopher Nolan made up is non-existent to the storyline. But Talia al Ghul's...
That's an interesting name, Robin.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah. It tells
that's my name. Too. I'm going to be the new hero or whatever.
But the Talia al Ghul one was supposed to be one of the Robins.
Okay.
But the thing is that doesn't happen because Talia al Ghul's dead. Like, she's dead.
Dead!
Yeah.
Well, she might have had the kid while he didn't know.
Oh, yeah, like, after she rises out of the fucking... out of the truck... That's funny.
That hand, that single hand
like
from
Shredder
all the 90s.
And TMNT2.
That one hand that lets you know, I'm still alive.
I'm back.
Are you excited at all for the new Ninja Turtles movie?
Yeah, I am.
Really?
Krang's good. Well, Krang's gonna be
no, you don't see that in the trailers that they make it even more cartoonish?
Who cares? Rocksteady and Bebop are gonna be in it. Well, look. All right, this is it.
That's the.
You gotta take in the same imagination you had as a little kid to these movies.
Fuck that.
Because what else do we got then? Because we got Tyler Perry we got Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman.
Wait, Tyler Perry's in it?
I didn't tell you?
No.
Okay, so Tyler Perry's Baxter Stockman. He's gonna be the Fly Guy.
No.
Well.
Fuck.
So Rocksteady and Bebop are gonna be in it, and that dude Sheamus from WWE is gonna be the one with the mohawk. I don't know.
Rocksteady?
Rocksteady. Okay.
Rocksteady.
But yeah, so I'm excited for it because I know that Dimension X is going to be involved, and I know the Technodrome is going to be involved. So I know that there's going to be for sure. There's going to be a trilogy.
They've made it more cartoonish, man.
Well, that's what you need. Well, I mean, that's what you need because the first two Turtles movies from the late '80s to the early '90s,
right?
Those two were awesome because remember. We were kids.
We were.
Vanilla Ice carried it over, and I liked the first Turtles movie is the first movies I've seen when I was little. Okay. That was one of the first ones, and that and Street Fighter. But
I think we're just spoiled, man, as '90s kids or '80s babies.
Yeah. But the thing is that this new movie has to do it for me. It's just the trailer and everything. I'm really excited for it. I'm not saying that I think it's going to be the best movie of all time, but I'm really excited for it because the first Turtles movie was awesome to me. The first new Turtles movie.
Right.
It wasn't nothing to take home to mom about.
Yeah, Master Shredder just found a fucking ninja book in the sewers and it was like, "Oh, just train you guys."
Yeah, Splinter didn't.
And fucking April, as a child, fed.
Oh yeah, kind of knew the Turtles beforehand. Yeah, that was bullshit to me.
Whatever, but it's fine if the second movie can find a way to carry on that legacy.
The first movie knows its mistakes. Hopefully, they can know.
Well, get Michael Bay the fuck out of the way.
Well, he's only producing it.
Yeah, but he's there. His fucking greedy little hands are in there.
You're right. He's producing it.
Everything explodes. In it. If something explodes for no reason, it's Michael Bay, man.
That is true.
Yeah, can I get a hot dog? Yeah, here you go.
Boom!
The explosions have explosions inside the explosions.
Alright, guys. Well, you know what? That is the end of the Mark and Andre show. I want to thank my guest, Andre Gaynor.
We're shaking hands.
Coming around to do this podcast for me. He doesn't come around every often.
Not too often. I dress up for this podcast.
But I will be sure to have another slew of random questions for you for us to have a good show on. Just to let you guys know that my shows can be taken to an hour long. Just depends if I have content to take me over that hour long mark. I usually take it to about 30 minutes, but if any longer that the show needs to be, then so be it. But other than that, I want to wish you guys a good night, and Andre, you have any last words for the crowd before we go?
Thank you guys for listening. I didn't mention anything about my music during the podcast, but if you guys are interested in listening to my music, it's at punzy.bandcamp.com. If you don't want to hear rap, because rap sucks now, you guys can listen to my instrumentals at punzybeats.bandcamp.com. In the next week, I'll be having courses where I'll teach you guys hip-hop techniques and rapping techniques and rhyming techniques. And that can be found on udemy.com, but they're not up right now. So maybe in the next podcast, I'll give you guys the links and all that stuff.
Perfect.
But for now, just look forward to that if you're interested in hip-hop or rap or anything like that. Other than that, it's been a pleasure being here. My boy Mark has had an awesome podcast, and it's really fun to do these
Thank
things.
you.
And that's it. That's all I got to say.
Perfect. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. I wish you guys well. So have a good night. Thank you.